Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Guys, quickly respond in the chat section. Am I audible? Okay, great. So, I think I am audible, and yeah, you people have also confirmed it. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the TCS NQT live series in which we are preparing for the TCS NQT exam. So, yeah, I am Pushkar and I will be continuing this series further. So, let's check out what we are going to cover today. So, I hope all of you guys are done with number theory, array strings, right? So, quickly give a thumbs up in the chat section if you are done with these topics. Sure, we can discuss it, Mohit, after the session. So, yeah. Okay. So, yes, Mohit, you can practice more problems to become better at it. Try to solve more problems related to number theory. You can simply search number theory GFG problems and that might help you. True. So, okay. Now, let's come to the agenda for today's session. So, I think you are already done with arrays, strings, and number theory. And in today's session, we are going to solve problems, right? And these problems just require two things. First one is some logical ability, and second one is basic implementation skills. But many or most of the people suffer in that only. So I hope till now you are having good command on these topics. So we are going to use basics of this. But main thing is you need to apply logic, and second main thing is you need to apply implementation skills, because that is very crucial. We usually tend to form logic in our mind but not able to implement it, and also we will see how to implement it cleverly under the given time constraint, because we are having limited time in the examination. So I hope all of you are good with that. Can I have a quick +1 in the chat if you are okay, and we can move further? Okay, good enough. So let me tell you how this class is going to work. So I have a simple while loop written for you guys. I hope it's visible to everyone. So in this, while we are having some problems and when we are having some time, we are going to discuss next and next problems, how the flow will work. I will show you the problem, then I will explain the problem to you, what the problem is saying in simple words. Then you have to share your approach and code in the comment box, in the comment section. आपको बताना है कि आपका क्या idea है, and if you are able to code it good enough, then I will discuss the solution. We will discuss it together. Then I'll implement the solution live in front of you. We are using the language mainly C++, and it doesn't matter if you get the logic, you can implement it. Then we will discuss the time and space complexity for the problem, which is very important again from the interview point of view, right? Okay, so let's proceed next. Let's move to the first problem. So is it visible to everyone? Just try to read the problem and try to understand what the problem is saying. So just look at the problem and try to understand what the problem is saying. Then we will discuss the next steps. So many of the people are having in problem in ETF, Euler twoshant function. If you are not able to understand it in the previous class, put some effort from your side. Just search ETF or Euler's twoshant function and try to read some articles of it on Geeks for Geeks, or try to watch a video of it, right? So put your efforts also so that you can do it, right? Even in the comment section someone answered. So everyone just read the problem, what the problem is saying, and then I expect ki you guys can solve the problem. It's not a very difficult problem. It's a very simple problem. So it's like a warm up for today's session. I'll be waiting for you guys. First you read the problem, then we will start discussing it. In the comment section, I am waiting for the solutions. I am waiting that someone will send me a code snippet which will consist the solution of this problem. What is your rating on code forces? I have a rating of 1877 on code forces. Okay, so let's discuss the problem. Consider an algorithm that takes as input a positive integer n. Okay, so we have to take the integer n in input. Then the algorithm divides it by 2 if n is even, and if n is odd, the algorithm multiplies it by 3 and add 1. The algorithm repeats until n is 1. So your task is to simulate the execution of the algorithm for a given value of n. So it's basically a simulation problem, nothing very difficult. What's given, you just have to do it. So what it is saying, ki if n is even, you have to divide it by 2, and if n is odd, then you have to multiply it by 3 and add 1. So let's say we are started with 13, and on 13, since n is odd, we did multiplication. 13 into 3 plus 1, that becomes 40. Then 40 is an even number, so we divided it by 2. Then again 20 is an even number, so we divided it by 2. Then again 10 is even number, so we divided it by 2. Then n becomes 5, which is odd, so we did 5 into 3 plus 1, and so on. So we have some approach. Use a while loop for n greater than equal to 1, and in that loop use if else condition and apply the operations to divide it. Better you send me the code snippet directly rather than writing the whole logic. True. No worries. So now let's try to implement it. I hope the question is self-explainable. I need not to write it on board something. So let's try to directly implement it. So is the code editor visible to everyone? Or should I increase the font size? Is the code editor visible? Cool. So let's try to solve the problem. So what we can do is, it's very simple. First of all, what I will do, I will take the input n, right? So I will take n as input, then what I need to do, I will check ki while n is not equals to 1, while n is not equals to 1, right? Then if n is odd, right? If n is odd, if n is odd, so what I will do, I will simply first check it. How will I check it? Very simple. If n and n, right? This is a bitwise check I have used. And then what I will do, I will multiply the number by 3, okay, and add 1 to it, right? Or if it's not odd, then it must be even. So I will be simply dividing the number by 2, right? So this is the case for when n is even, right? Now what we need to do, we need to print the numbers, right? So we need to print the numbers. To print the number, I will print it first. I will print it first. So I will print the number first, right? And when this while loop ends, what I will be left with, I will be left with 1. But since when n becomes equal to 1, I will not be printing it. So what I will do, I will simply print n in the end, right? that's that is what the requirement of the question is. Clear? So I will print n in the end, and I think that will suffice me the answer. So let's try to give input n. So let's say if n is 13, and let's try to run it. So it will print the result as 13, 40, 20, 10, 5, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. So I hope this is clear to everyone. The implementation is fairly simple, nothing advanced, and you have to remember to print 1 in the end, and you also have to print n first, then do operations on it. So this is what required in this, right? There could be different ways of implementing it. Yeah, so while n is greater than equal to 1, you can do that also. So that will also work. Okay, good enough. Now let's try to solve the second problem. Let's move. What is the time complexity for it? Can you guys tell me what is the time complexity for it? Super quick. What is the time complexity for it? Language doesn't matter. You can code in any language you're comfortable with. The idea should be clear in your mind. Okay, Roshan has said order of n, order of n. Someone has said order of log n. Okay. So the answer is very simple. The time complexity will be order of n only, because n in the worst case can go like multiplying by 3 plus 1 and doing n operations on it. So it would be approximately order of n, right? Sir, why print 1? Because we need to print the numbers up to 1. This is given in the question, right? Okay. So now let's move to next question. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Okay, chalo. Now try to solve this question. I hope this is visible to everyone. The question is very simple. What is it saying? You are given an array of size n minus 1, and it contains the numbers from 1 to n except 1. Okay, not 1, like not 1 means 1 wala 1. It is one number is missing. Your task is to find the missing number. As simple as that. Alright? You might have done this question previously, but I want you guys to quickly come up with the logic of it. And if you know the logic, just send me the code implementation in the chat section, right? Super quick. Okay, one approach we are having n into n minus 1 by 2 minus the sum of nums array. Is it correct? Looks like Sahil has pasted it from chat GPT. The function says, I am not saying, the function says. Cool. So I think good enough. You are given some n, right? So let's try to solve this question, and let's see how will it get solved. Okay. So just allow me a moment. Yeah, here's the pencil. So let's say we are given n as 6, as simple as that, right? And we are having numbers such as 1, 4, 5, 3, and let's say 6, right? So if you observe, this array contains n minus 1 numbers, which are 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. which is 5 elements, right? And now you need to find the missing number up to number 6. So if you just look at this array, number 2 is missing. So what could be the approach for solving this question? So the first approach is that comes to my mind is very simple. We can do one thing. Simply let's take the sum of numbers up to n, right? We can take the sum of numbers up to n. What is it? It's very simple, n into n plus 1 by 2. Is it so? Is the formula correct? Right? So sum up to 6, if you calculate, so that would be 6 into 7 by 2, that is 7 6 are 42 by 2, that comes out to be 21. Okay, and then you can simply write a for loop, right? Then you can simply write a for loop, and this for loop will loop over the array and do the summation of all these numbers. So if I sum up all the numbers, what will it come out to be? 1 plus 4 5 plus 5 10 plus 6 18 plus 3 21, right? Is it correct? Is it correct? Yes. Are you missing something here? If ARR of I is not equals to for I in range, you can do then if multiple elements, no, multiple elements will not be missing, only one element will be missing, right? Right. Okay, so you can do one thing, you can sum up the array and just do the subtraction of it. The next approach which is important for this problem is the XOR approach, right? So let's say you are given numbers up to 5. Now can you tell me what is the property of XOR? Can you tell me what is the property of XOR? How can we solve it using XOR operation? How can we solve it using XOR operation? How can we solve it using XOR? Someone has shared the approach. I want you guys to solve it. I think you know the property of XOR, right? Same numbers cancel each other. So let's say if I have n barabar 5. So the array numbers will be like 2, 3, 1 and 5. Right? Now you guys can do one thing that is very simple. You can do the XOR of all these. Right? Right? And the second thing I can do is, if I can calculate the XOR of numbers up to 5, that is very simple. 1 2 3 4 5. Now if you know the property of XOR, that same, if I do x XOR x, that will be 1, that will be cancelled out and becomes 1, right? Am I correct? Am I right or wrong? So that would be 0. Yeah, of course. I am just checking. I think the comment section is lagging, so I'm not able to see the active responses here. So the idea is very simple. If I do XOR of two same numbers, that will be 0, and if I do the XOR of 0 with any number, that will be the number itself, right? So the thing is ki if I try to XOR this and these numbers, then how will it work? This 2 will be cancelled by this 2, this 3 will be cancelled by this 3, this 1 will be cancelled by this 1, this 5 will be cancelled by this 5, right? And what left in the end is 0, and if I XOR with the left number 4, then it will come out to be 4 only. So that is how you guys can calculate the XOR of it. So the idea is very simple. If n becomes 5, you are having certain numbers, then you can find a number and find the XOR of it. Let's say I will store it in some XOR variable which contains the XOR of all these numbers, and I have another number which will be containing, let's say, XOR up to n, right? Which is the collective XOR of these numbers. Then when I do a XOR operation on this, this will give me the missing number. This will give me the missing number. It's fairly simple question, nothing complex. It's fairly simple, nothing complex. Try to solve it, like try to do a dry run of it by yourself and try to write the code of it if you could. Right, so I hope everyone is clear with this solution, nothing complex. Let's try to implement it live. So okay, so this is the code of previous. Let's try to create code 2, and I will be implementing this. So it would be very simple, nothing complex. What I can do is simply I have this. So yeah, let me erase all of it. So what I need to do, I have a main function, so I can simply create int n. I will take the input of the array, right? Then I will create an array of this size, right? Int a of n, and then I will simply take the input of it for int I barabar 0, say I less than n, I plus plus, and I will take the input of n as cn of a of I, right? Then what I can do, then here comes our main solution. I will initialize a variable, let's say XOR, right? And this XOR will be containing my values, right? Then what I can do, simply run a for loop for int I barabar 0 to I less than whatever the value of n given minus 1, because we are having one value less. Then what I can do, simply I will do the XOR of each element of array, which is nothing but XOR of all elements of array. So this is XOR of, like, XOR becomes equal to ARR of I. So simple, clear. And then what can I do? Like this will give me the XOR of all elements in the array, And then at the same time, can I do one thing? Can I also XOR all numbers from 1 to n at the same time, right? Like from 1 to n minus 1. So yeah, that is also very simple. So I can simply do the XOR of it. XOR equals to, since I is 0, so I have to do the XOR of it with I plus 1, and then this loop said this will be containing my XOR value. Then I will finally XOR it with n, which is the last number, and I can simply see out whatever the value of XOR, and that will be containing my missing number, right? So I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's try to write the input of it. So let's take the input as key. If I am having n as 5, and let's say I have 2 3 1 5 as my given array, and I'll try to run it. Okay, some compilation error. Int XOR is unqualified. Okay, so I think I can't use XOR as in here. So let's try to rename it XR. True. Let's try to run it. Yeah. So if you can see, it's working, like fairly simple. Why is it not working previously? Because XOR is a reserved keyword in C++, so you are not allowed to use it, as simple as that. So I just changed the variable name. So if you observed what I did, that is simply input wali thing in the first 4 lines. Then I created a XOR variable. Then I tried to XOR variable with all the elements of the array. Then I also at the same time XORing it with the numbers 1 to n. Sir, why you have written I plus 1? Very simple, because I is 0 and we have to XOR from 1 to n minus 1, right? And if you focus, n minus 1 is excluded because one number is missing. So the size would be n minus 1, like n minus 2 to be particular. So the indexes are available up to n minus 2. Then what I did, after doing all this computation, since the last number n is left, since I have to take the XOR from 1 to n, since n is left, what I did it XORed with n also, and then I simply outputted XOR. So if you observe, the input is 52315. Since 4 is missing here, we have got the output as 4. Is anyone having any doubt in this? If you are having any doubt, you can ask, else we can move to next question. Right? Omkar has also written one implementation which he have done XOR from 1 to n and then did the XOR of the array. I also did the same thing. If you observe, I am taking everything simultaneously. So this is some clever implementation technique. I don't want to make my work larger, right? I am writing a shorter approach. So I hope this is clear to everyone, right? Okay, so assuming this is clear to everyone, let's try to move to the Next question. Chalo. So let's have the next question here. I hope the question is visible to everyone in the screen. Everyone just read the question and then you can send your answers onto the screen, onto the chat section. I hope the question is visible to everyone. I am waiting for your answers, for your replies. This could be done by using an unordered map. Okay, what is your approach? Just write the complete approach. Count the consecutive occurrences of ATCG. If sequence break in, initialize again with 0 and at the end return the largest. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Just try to implement this. Super quick. That should take a maximum of 2 to 4 minutes, not more than that. Use sliding window with one type of character only, and then you can you need not to make it super complicated. It's very basic implementation question. Unordered map, if you are using an unordered map, that will unnecessarily take a memory. And yes, like how are you tracking with an unordered map that it is going to be consecutive only, right? So you should ask yourself this question. So what the question is saying, you are given a DNA sequence, a string S consisting of characters A, C, G, and T. Okay. Your task is to find the longest repetition in the sequence. This is the maximum length substring containing only one type of character. Okay. So you are given a string S, and let me describe the problem. तो यू आर गिवन एन स्ट्रिंग एस, आपको एक एस स्ट्रिंग दे रखी है जिसमें यही चार टाइप के कैरेक्टर एट मैक्स हो सकते हैं. वो कैरेक्टर हैं ए, सी, जी और टी. व्हाट इज योर टास्क? जो भी मैक्सिमम रिपीटिशन वाली लेंथ है, यू नीड टू कैलकुलेट दैट, राइट? सो वट एवर द काउंट ऑफ दिस, यू हैव टू रिटर्न मी दैट. So what happens? So let's try to do it as simple as that. So A double T C triple G A. A double T C triple G A. This is our first test case. So what happens? Let's say I am having an answer variable and I am moving. I got A. Okay, I have got one length. Okay. Then the character changes. Okay, good enough, sir. Sir, the length of this is also 1. Now again same character, so I will increase my answer to 2. Okay, sir. Now, sir, the character again changes. Okay, so I think I need one variable which is storing my answer, and I think I also need another variable that will be keeping the count. That will be keeping the count, right? So, okay, sir, since answer is 2 and the maximum length I have gotten is 1 here, 2 here, so answer is storing 2. Chalo. Now, sir, count is again 0. New character, count becomes 1. Okay. Sir, C is the new character. Now, is count greater than answer? Is count greater than answer? No. So, do we need to update the answer? Obviously, no. So, what I will do? I will move next. Sir, the character changes. So, decrement like make the count 0 again and start the new count. So, it will become 1 again. Then sir again G appears, increment the count. Then sir again G appears, the same character as the previous one. So sir again increment the count. Okay, sir. Then sir A appears. Oh, different character. Okay, let's check. Is count greater than answer? Yes, sir. Count is greater than answer. So I will update my answer to 3 and I will make my count to 0 again. Okay, sir. A. New character. Make my count 1. Is this clear to everyone? Is the approach clear? The idea is very simple. I am maintaining two variables. One is containing my answer and one is containing the count of this substring of same characters. इस सेम कैरेक्टर की सबस्ट्रिंग का अपन काउंट स्टोर कर रहे हैं एंड वेन एवर जब भी हमें न्यू काउंट मिलेगा, जब भी हमें ग्रेटर काउंट मिलेगा अभी आंसर की वेरिएबल से, देन आई विल अपडेट द आंसर. एंड व्हेन आई विल डू दिस, whenever the two adjacent characters are different, right? So what should be the alco looks like? Sir, दो काउंट मेंटेन कर लो, एक आंसर वाला एक सिंपली काउंट वाला. देन सर do one thing, just check if the adjacent characters are same. If they are same, good enough, just increment the count. If they are not, sir, make the count 0. Make the count 0. And then, sir, every time update the answer. How? Just take the maximum of answer comma count. Right? Just update the answer by this thing. Is this clear to everyone? Okay, so we have some Java implementation by Atul. He is saying string s taking input, maintaining a count, maintaining a max. Yes, yes. Then again writing a while loop inside it. Okay. Do you need to do that, Atul? I think it's not needed if you are clever enough to implement. If you are clever enough to implement, nothing is needed. So let's try to implement it, then we can simply discuss it. So yeah, okay, so let's have code 3, right? Now, so what we have to do, we have to create an string and we have to take the input of that string c in s, right? Okay, then what I need to do, very simple, I'll try to maintain two variables. First one is containing my answer, the length of my answer, which would be at least 1, right? And then I will be maintaining my count, which would be 1 again. True. Then what I will do, I will simply run a for loop to iterate over the string. For int I barabar 0, I is less than whatever the length of the string, right? I plus plus. Then just look at how am I implementing. Now if the current character is same as previous, right? If adjacent ones, if adjacent ones are same, then what you can do, you can simply increment the count. So how to do this? If adjacent ones are same, oh, I am really sorry for that. Then what you can simply do, if s of I is equal to s of I minus 1, right? I minus 1, and let me initialize the loop with 1, because I am checking the previous element. Then what we can do, I need to just simply increment the count with the value of 1, right? And if this is not the case, I will make count again as 1, as simple as that, because at least we need 1. And when this loops complete, when this if condition or else conditions complete, I'll just do one thing, I'll take the max of count comma my answer, as simple as that, right? And in the end I can simply print my answer. True. So let's try to write some input in this. So let's say I have the input A, CC, triple T, GG, TT, right? So the maximum length in this input is the length of 4 appearing 4 times, the length of T appearing 4 times, right? Let's try to run this if it works. Let's check. So yeah, we are getting the output as 4, since the maximum number of t's appearing consecutively are 4. This is the longest string I can get. So is this clear to everyone? And if it is clear, like, you can ask if you are having any doubt in implementation, else just tell me the time complexity very quickly. What should be the time complexity of this? Even if you do frequency counting, how will you track that it is a continuous substring, right? You need to, let's say I am using a hash map. So in this hash map or in this ordered map, the frequency of T is 6, right? The frequency of G is 2. The frequency of C is also 2, and the frequency of A is 1. So this is what the hash map is giving to you, right? Now, how will you track कि these 6 T's are consecutive or not? Can you tell me? Those who are saying ki sir, let's use a hash map, frequency array and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, you people are saying ki the time complexity is order of n. Yes, it's very simple. The time complexity is not order of n, it is the order of the length of the string, right? It is the order of s of dot length, right? So that is the total time complexity, not n. N is not defined here. Cool. So I hope this is clear to everyone. We can try to move to the next problem. Okay. Hmm. Cool. So I hope the problem is visible to everyone. What you people are given? You are given an array of size n. You want to modify the array so that it is increasing. That means every element is at least, focus on the word at least, as large as the previous element. On each move, you may increase the value of any element, right? Any element in the array by 1. What you need to do? You need to find the minimum number of moves. So we are given an input n as 5 and the array looks like 32517. The output is like 5. What they are doing? They are increasing the first index, which is 2 by 1, and they are increasing the third index by 4. So the total number of moves they are required is 5. So the answer is 5. For the second input n barabar 3, the given array is 1 2 3, and since it is already in increasing order, we need not to perform any moves, so the answer will be 0. So yeah. Yes, Pooja, we can be fast. Uh, I am just warming up you guys. Now the difficulty of questions will be getting increased in exponential nature. So yeah, and make sure you are implementing each solution. Krishna Kumar is writing if nums of I is less than nums of I plus 1, do count plus plus. Will it work? Will it work, Krishna? If someone is writing sorting, do you require sorting? Sure, ethanoid. Okay, Anand, can you do implement it also? Easy question. Okay. Can you share the implementation of it, not just simple logic, even if you have shared it or not? Every sir is best. You are strange. Compare previous element with current. If they are less than previous, then subtract it with previous and store it. What will I do by storing it? Look up, try to apply your effort, right? I can simply do what? Can go to the Whiteboard screen can tell you the solution, can write the code, but this will not help you. What will help you is कि you people, if have some logic, just try to write the code, try to write some basic input and test it. If it is working, well and good. Then you are considered that you had solved the question. Yeah, so I think enough of the people have got the idea. So let me try to solve the question for you guys. So okay, what we need to do in this. So let's say if I have an array, let's look at some test case 32517. So 32517. So what the question is saying कि the array must always be in increasing order, right? It should be in increasing order और हर element इतना बड़ा होना चाहिए कि वो पिछले से at least, there is a word used, at least. So this means it should be greater than equal to 3, right? इतना होना चाहिए. So is the given array valid? If I write 3 5 5 and let's say 7 7, is the given array, is one valid answer for this or not? If I also write the array as, let's say, 3 4 5 6 7, is it valid or not? Or if I write the array as 3 3 5 5 7, is the array valid or not? So if you observe, the number of moves required for making the jump for 2 to 3 is 2 to 5 is 3 and 1 to 7 is 6, so which is a total of 9, right? Then making 2 to 4 needs a jump of 2 and 1 to 6 needs a jump of 5, right? So the total number of steps are 7 in this case, and for this the number of steps required to make 2 to 3 is 1 and the number of steps required to make 1 to 5 is 4. So 4 and 1 5. True. Now if you observe, all of these answers are valid, right? But this is kind of a greedy problem, right? We are in greed and greed is कि यार मेरे को ना काम कम करना है. What is काम? काम is very simple. I don't want to do a lot of work. मुझे काम नहीं करना. मुझे जो number of moves लग रहे हैं ये मुझे कम करने हैं. तो if you observe, अगर मैं 3 को 2 कर दूं तो आंसर विल नॉट बी वैलिड और अगर मैं 5 को 4 कर दूं तो भी आंसर इज नॉट वैलिड. इट मीन्स आई एम स्टैंडिंग ऑन द मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ मूव्स विच इज 5, राइट? तो आंसर तो ये सारे वैलिड हैं, ये सारी एरेज आर पॉसिबल, बट आई नीड टू डू सम ग्रेडिफिकेशन. मुझे सबसे छोटा आंसर चाहिए. सो हाउ कैन वी डू दिस? द आइडिया इज वेरी सिंपल. यार जस्ट पिछले वाला एलिमेंट देख लो और अगर मैं अपने इस एलिमेंट को बस इस जितना बड़ा बना सकूं तो द आंसर इज वैलिड, राइट? ओके, तो आई स्टार्टेड ट्रेवर्सिंग 3 इज फाइन. 2 आ गया. अरे सर 2 तो छोटा है 3 से, तो मुझे 2 को कितना बढ़ाना है? एटलीस्ट 3 minus 2 which is 1. ओके सर, वर्क्स. सर 5 आ गया. सर 3 से तो बड़ा ही है. ओके, वर्क्स. देन 1 आ गया. सर ये तो छोटा है. सो अब मेरे को 1 को कितना बढ़ाना है? कम से कम मुझे 5 minus 1 यानी 4 काम तो करना ही पड़ेगा. ओके सर, तो ये 5 हो गया. अब सर 7 आ गया. ओके सर, गुड इनफ, वर्क्स. ये तो बड़ा ही है. तो इन टोटल मेरे को 5 मूव्स लगे. So I think all of you have got the algorithm. It's very simple. What you are doing is just पिछले वाले एलिमेंट को चेक कर रहे हैं. अगर करंट वाला एलिमेंट उससे एटलीस्ट ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू है तो वर्क्स. इफ इट इज नॉट, let us maintain a count variable and add the absolute difference of these two, or you can simply do nums of I minus nums of I minus 1 and add it to count. This will work. So let's try to solve it. Let's try to code it very quickly. So okay, what I can do simply is, if you observe, what I can do simply is, let me first input n. Oh, caps lock is on. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'll take the input int n, scene n. I'll create an array of size n. Then I'll simply write a for loop for int I barabar 0 to I less than n I plus plus. Then I will take the input of that array. Okay. Then very simple. What I need to do, I will simply maintain a counter variable, right? Then I'll simply run a for loop for int I barabar 1, right? I am writing a for loop from 1 until I is less than n, and I am incrementing my I. Then if the previous element, right, if a of I minus 1 is greater than a of I, this is a problematic thing, right? So what I will do, I will simply increment my answer with the difference of a of I minus 1 minus a of I, right? Right? And when this thing is completed, I will simply print my answer. So I hope you are good with this. Let's try to write some input. Right? So let's take the given input 532517, 532517. Let's try to run this. Okay, so we are having some compilation error. Can you guys check where am I getting the compilation error? Okay, so I have written this for as wrong. Right, so this is working, I think. So yeah, so if you observe, the minimum number of moves for this required array is 5, and this is working. I hope this code is visible to everyone. If it's not visible, I let me increase the font size. So I hope this is visible. Is it clear for everyone? So yeah, what is the time complexity of it? Super quick. What is the time complexity of it? Do not use macros. Are we using any macro? Do you know what is a macro, strange? Systy doesn't matter. Language doesn't matter. You must be comfortable in writing the language if you are giving TCS NQT, right? You are already in 4th year. So if I told you the logic, you must be able to implement in any language: C++, Python, Java, Rust, Go, OCaml, JavaScript, PHP, any language, right? Just you should know the basic syntax, for loop, and nothing else. What is the time complexity? Super quick. Okay, what struggle you are facing in do a separate video on input output? What struggle you are facing in? Yeah, he is right. It's order of arr dot length or simply n, right? Because n is simply arr dot length only. Yeah, no clubs needed. Er strange, no clubs needed. Okay, good enough. So we can move to the next problem. I think this is clear to everyone. Chalo, try to solve this problem. Let's see if you are able to solve it or not. Now, up tak to it might look basic to you, but now you need to apply some logic, and it's not necessary that there is only one possible way to solve the problem. There could be multiple possible ways. You just need to prove your solution, right? Ki why is it working? It should be workable on every solution. Yes. Is the problem visible to everyone? The problem states that you are given a permutation of integers 1 to n is called beautiful if there are no adjacent elements whose difference is 1. Given n, construct a beautiful permutation if such permutation exists. Read, if such permutation exists. And if none of it exists, then you have to print no solution. Try to read the question. Can we apply Fenwick tree here? Yes, you can apply. Try to apply it. And also tell me how to apply Fenwick tree here. Have you ever solved a problem on Fenwick tree? Yes, Krishna Kumar, are you with us? It's DP, okay. Big names are coming. It is just simple logic. No DP, nothing is required. First of all, try to understand what the question is saying. Okay, you didn't got the question. We will explain it. चलो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू द क्वेश्चन. तो आपको एक इंटीजर का परम्यूटेशन दे रखा है, राइट? वो कुछ भी हो सकता है. परम्यूटेशन मतलब क्या होता है? अरेंजमेंट ऑफ नंबर्स. इट कैन बी अपीयर लाइक 1 2 3 4 5, 5 4 3 2 1, 5 3 1 2 4. कुछ भी हो सकता है, राइट? जस्ट अरेंजमेंट ऑफ नंबर्स, राइट? तो यू आर गिवन दैट. ओके, नाउ अब इस परम्यूटेशन को हम ब्यूटीफुल कब बोलेंगे? जब कोई भी दो एडजेसेंट एलिमेंट्स के बीच का डिफरेंस 1 नहीं होगा, राइट? तो अब आपको मैं एक n दे दूंगा, मतलब मान लो मैंने n दे दिया 5, तो आपको 5 नंबर का एक ऐसा सीक्वेंस बनाना है जिसमें कोई भी दो नंबर जो एडजेसेंट हैं, एक दूसरे के अगल बगल हैं, उनके बीच का डिफरेंस 1 नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? उनके बीच का डिफरेंस 1 नहीं होना चाहिए. तो मान लो अगर आपने प्रिंट कर दिया 1 2 3 4 5, तो क्या ये वैलिड परम्यूटेशन है? तो द आंसर इज नो, बिकॉज 1 और 2 के बीच का एडजेसेंट डिफरेंस इज 1. तो दिस इज नॉट अ पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशन. कैन यू प्रिंट लाइक 5 4 3 2 1? नो. अगेन जो भी दो एडजेसेंट नंबर्स मैं कोई पिक कर रहा हूँ उनके बीच का डिफरेंस मेरे को 1 मिल जा रहा है. चलो ठीक है. इफ n इज 5, तो आई हैव अ परम्यूटेशन लेट से 4 2 5 3 1. अब आप इसमें से कोई भी दो एडजेसेंट नंबर उठा लो. लेट से मैंने एडजेसेंट का मतलब पता है ना सबको, अगल बगल वाले, ऐसा नहीं कि इधर और इधर से उठा लिए. राइट तो अगर मैं 4 और 2 उठाता हूँ तो डिफरेंस 2 है. 2 और 5 उठाता हूँ तो डिफरेंस 3 है. 5 और 3 उठाता हूँ तो डिफरेंस 2 है. 3 और 1 उठाता हूँ तो भी डिफरेंस 2 है. तो इफ यू ऑब्जर्व, कोई भी दो नंबर जो अगल बगल में हैं उनके बीच का डिफरेंस 1 नहीं है. तो दिस परम्यूटेशन इज वैलिड, आपको ये प्रिंट कर देना है. और अगर किसी नंबर के लिए ऐसा कोई परम्यूटेशन ही पॉसिबल नहीं है तो सिंपली आपको नो सॉल्यूशन प्रिंट करना है. जैसे फॉर n इक्वल टू 3, इफ यू ऑब्जर्व 1 2 3. अच्छा, n इक्वल टू 3 के लिए मैं कितने परम्यूटेशन बना सकता हूँ? चलो बिफोर गोइंग इन टू दैट, कैन यू टेल मी, इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? क्वेश्चन सबको समझ में आया? जस्ट गिव अ +1 yes or anything you like in the chat. इस क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर? सर व्हाट शुड आई डू, कोड कर ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ खुद से, जीपीटी के बार बार हेल्प लेना पड़ रहा है और किया हुआ क्वेश्चन नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. ओके यार, इसमें ना द सिंपल थिंग इज, जैसे मैंने आपको ये क्वेश्चन बता दिया और आपने एल्गोरिदम पढ़ लिया कि भाई ये काम करना है. इसके बाद ना कुछ रफ कोड खुद से लिखने की कोशिश करो. खुद से, जीपीटी से मत लिखवाओ, खुद से लिखने की कोशिश करो. कुछ गलत लिखोगे, कुछ एरर आएगी, हो सकता है कुछ पार्ट लिख ही ना पा रहे हो. जीपीटी के पास मत जाओ, जो उसका सॉल्यूशन कोड है उसको देखो और उससे खुद समझने की कोशिश करो कि उन्होंने कैसे किया. राइट जैसे मैं अभी कोड लिख रहा हूँ तो जस्ट मेरे को फॉलो अलोंग करो. मैं एक एक लाइन समझा समझा के लिख रहा हूँ कि मैं क्यों लिख रहा हूँ. तो ऐसे ही छोटे छोटे प्रॉब्लम जब आप बहुत सारे प्रैक्टिस करोगे तभी आपको समझ में आएगा. राइट तो दिस इज़ योर आंसर लाइक रविंद्र. उसके बाद में टेक अल्टरनेट नंबर, नो यस नो 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 नो. आप लोगों को, अच्छा कई लोगों को अभी समझ में नहीं आया. ओके तो चलो लेट्स ट्राई टू डिस्कस इट. अब देखो, मान लो, देखो मेरे को क्वेश्चन में ना एक नंबर n दे देंगे और मान लो n 5 है. अब मुझे इसका एक परम्यूटेशन प्रिंट करना है. सर परम्यूटेशन क्या होता है? परम्यूटेशन कुछ नहीं होता, अरेंजमेंट होता है नंबर का. जैसे कि 5 के क्या क्या पॉसिबल अरेंजमेंट हैं? मैं 1 2 3 4 5 प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ. मैं 5 4 3 2 1 प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ. और क्या प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ मैं? मान लो मैंने प्रिंट कर दिया 1 3 2 4 5. ठीक है, ये भी एक पॉसिबल परम्यूटेशन है. और क्या प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ मैं? मान लो मैंने प्रिंट कर दिया 1 3 5 2 4. ऐसे भी मैं प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ. और उसमें आंसर में क्या गिवन था? आंसर में 4 2 5 3 1 गिवन था. तो मैं ये भी प्रिंट कर सकता हूँ. राइट कितने पॉसिबल परम्यूटेशन हो सकते हैं n इक्वल टू 5 के लिए? वेरी सिंपल, 5 फैक्टोरियल पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशंस हो सकते हैं. तो 120 इज द आंसर. तो ऐसे 120 परम्यूटेशन पॉसिबल हैं. आपको बस एक परम्यूटेशन प्रिंट करना है जो कि ये कंडीशन फॉलो करे कि अगर मैं कोई भी दो एडजेसेंट नंबर उठा लूं, राइट, उनके जो बीच का डिफरेंस होना है वो 1 नहीं होना चाहिए. राइट अब मैंने मान लो इसमें 4 और 3 या 3 और 2 उठा लिया. तो इन ये दो एडजेसेंट नंबर हैं, अगल बगल वाले नंबर हैं, इनका डिफरेंस अगर 1 हो गया, पूरे एरे में किसी भी दो एडजेसेंट नंबर का डिफरेंस आपस में 1 हो गया, तो वो परम्यूटेशन मान्य नहीं है. वो परम्यूटेशन मान्य नहीं है. तो मैंने 1 और 3 उठाया, चलो सर इसका डिफरेंस तो 1 नहीं है. 2 और 3, 3 और 2, अरे सर इसका डिफरेंस तो 1 है, इसका मतलब ये नॉट पॉसिबल. फिर भले ही 2 और 4 का डिफरेंस 2 आ रहा हो. राइट अब मैंने 1 और 3 उठाया, हाँ सर इसका डिफरेंस तो 2 है, 1 नहीं है। इसका डिफरेंस भी सर 2 है, 1 नहीं है। इसका डिफरेंस 3 है, 1 नहीं है। इसका डिफरेंस 2 है, 1 नहीं है। तो ये मेरा एक पॉसिबल आंसर हो सकता है, ठीक है। मैंने ये उठाया, ओके सर 2 है डिफरेंस, ओके सर 3 है डिफरेंस, ओके सर 2 है डिफरेंस, ओके सर 2 है डिफरेंस। तो ये भी मेरा एक आंसर हो सकता है, राइट। समझ में आया आप लोगों को? तो ये दो मेरे आंसर हो सकते हैं, ये दो नहीं हो सकते। तो आपको क्या करना है, आपका काम बहुत सिंपल है, आपको बस एक ऐसा परम्यूटेशन प्रिंट कर देना है जो उस कंडीशन को फॉलो करे कि किसी भी दो नंबर के बीच का जो डिफरेंस है वो 1 नहीं होना चाहिए, किसी भी दो एडजेसेंट नंबर्स के बीच का डिफरेंस। इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? अब क्वेश्चन सबको समझ में आ गया? ओके, इंग्लिश, आई विल स्पीक इन इंग्लिश। इज दिस क्वेश्चन क्लियर टू एवरीवन? आप सबको क्लियर है? इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन? जस्ट राइट अ क्विक +1 in the chat if it is clear. But answer to 13524, yes, answer can be 13524. There can be multiple possible answers, right? One is this, one is this, so you can have multiple possible answers. If you have understood the question, just like the video, right? There are 49 people, only 28 likes. Much like not very motivating to me. Up to 3, no solution exists and remaining all numbers are possible. Is it so? Yes, if it is possible, then you have to print the solution. The question is, Virat Kohli model, how will you print it? Okay, Venkat has given us some answer. He is running a loop and what he is trying to do. Okay, then again doing a temp. Okay, answer. Okay, okay. Is it working? Is it working on every test case, Venkat? चलो, let's discuss the thing what Virat Kohli has said. तो चलो, if I have n equal to 1, तो यार मेरे पास एक ही नंबर है, राइट? दो नंबर ही नहीं हुए, तो ये तो नॉट पॉसिबल है क्योंकि 1 का खुद का डिफरेंस ही 1 हो जाएगा। ओके, यूजलेस। अब ओके, you are Teja. Okay, okay. Hi Teja, I remember you. Yeah, Aditya's will be taking the next lecture. Now what you can do, if n becomes 2, तो it would be like 1 2, और क्या हो सकता है यहाँ पे? What is the other possible permutation for it? 2 1. Does any one of it possible? Is 1 2 possible? No, right? Because adjacent difference is not equal to 1, like equal to 1, so this condition is failing और यहाँ पे भी the condition is failing. ठीक है सर, let's try to solve it for n equal to 3. For n equal to 3, how many possible permutations are there? Sir, 3 factorial. What is the value of 3 factorial? Sir, 6. So 6 permutations are possible. 1 2 3, 1 3 2, then 2 1 3, 2 3 1, then 3 1 2, 3 2 1. Just look at all these permutations and आपको you will find adjacent difference will be 1. So yes, up we are clear for this, right? कि n equal to 1 2 3 तीनों के लिए कोई भी solution possible नहीं है. Okay, so that is pretty much clear. Now let's try to solve it for n equal to 4. For n equal to 4, one thing we are sure कि if I try to print consecutive numbers, let's say 1 2 3 and 4, this will not work. If I even try to print it in backward direction, this will also not work, right? क्या और कोई पॉसिबल परम्यूटेशन आप सोच सकते हो? ओके, सो 1 for this I can write if 1 4 then 2 3. Will it work? No, it will not work. So what else I can do? 1 3 2 or 1 3 4 2. Will this work? No, it will also not work. 1 3 2 4. Will this work? Yes, this is working. 2 का difference, then again 1 का difference, then 2 का difference. No, this is also not working, right? I am getting 1 का difference. So can you tell me कि for 4 is it possible or not, or am I missing some permutation? Can you tell me? Right, for n equal to 4 there are 4 factorial means 24 permutations. Can you tell me which permutation can work for n equal to 4? 3 1 4 2. 3 1 4 2. Yes, this is working. 3 4 1 2. This is also working. 3 no 3 4 1 2 will not work, Alka. 3 1 4 2. Okay, or 2 4 1 3. 2 4 1 3. Yes, this is also valid. 2 4 1 3 is also working. Okay, so now it comes to the logical part. Can you tell me some solution of it? Do you have any solution? Yeah, these are the possible permutations. Two of them are working, but can you tell me ki how will you print it? Let's say if I have given you as n equals to 16, so you have to print 16 numbers, right? तो आप सारे numbers को तो check नहीं कर सकते. 16 factorial is a very big number. So can you tell me, can you think of some solution? आप कैसे सोच सकते हो इसको? ARR of I minus 1 is minus ARR of I. Okay, backtracking, heavy words. Backtracking could be a way, but that will take up the time complexity of order of 2 to the power of n. Will not work. Let me tell you the constraint of this solution problem also. That is like 1e5. So you can have numbers up to 1 lakh. Even and odd to me split करेंगे. Yes. चलो. So one solution we are having is कि we can do one thing. What is that? Let's try to do one thing. कि if I am having a number, let's say अगर मेरे को n 5 दे रखा है, right? तो n up to 5 में 1 2 3 4 5 आते हैं, right? तो if somehow I first take these odd numbers, अगर मैं पहले ये odd number ले लूं तो मेरा सीक्वेंस क्या बन जाएगा? 1 3 5. और फिर मैं इवन नंबर ले लूं तो मेरा सीक्वेंस क्या बन जाएगा? 2 4. विल इट वर्क और नॉट? सर काम तो कर रहा है. आई एम गेटिंग अ वैलिड सॉल्यूशन. सेकंड थिंग क्या कर सकता हूं मैं? अगर मैं पहले इवन नंबर ले लूं, लेट्स से 2 4, देन मैं ऑड नंबर ले लूं 1 3 5, विल इट वर्क और नॉट? यस, दिस विल ऑल्सो वर्क. सर हाउ इज इट वर्किंग? सर कैन यू प्रूव योर सॉल्यूशन? क्या आप बता सकते हो कि हमेशा काम करेगा? यस ऑफ कोर्स, लेट मी प्रूव माय सॉल्यूशन. कि आई नो वन थिंग कि the difference between two consecutive odd, right? दो consecutive odd के बीच का डिफरेंस इज 2, और सिमिलरली दो consecutive even के बीच का डिफरेंस इज ऑल्सो 2। हाँ सर, देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी कि दो कंसेक्यूटिव ऑड और इवन के बीच का डिफरेंस, कंसेक्यूटिव डिफरेंस ऑफ ऑड और इवन, कैन बी 1, बट आर वी डूइंग दिस? नो। कंसेक्यूटिव नंबर तो हम प्रिंट ही नहीं कर रहे। मैं आपसे कह रहा हूं कि पहले सारे ऑड कर दो, फिर जब मैं इवन नंबर प्रिंट करने जाऊंगा तो ऑलरेडी जो लास्ट ऑड है वो इतना बड़ा है कि जो नेक्स्ट इवन आएगा उससे जो डिफरेंस है दैट इज गारंटीड ग्रेटर देन 1, दैट इज guaranteedly greater than 1, right? Like greater than 1, it's not equal to, it's simply greater than. Is this clear to everyone? तो what am I saying? पहले odd numbers print कर दो up to n, then up to n सारे even numbers, पहले odd फिर even, या फिर पहले even और फिर odd. Both of the solutions will work and I have proved it. This is the proof why it will always work. So is it clear to everyone? So yeah, good to see. So let's try to implement the solution of it very quickly. And yeah, if you are not able to implement the solution, just look at me how am I implementing. अच्छा, अब मेरे को क्या करना है? I just need to take input. Okay, so what I can do simply कि सर जिसको input में problem थी, I am asking for him कि I am just writing int n cnn. This is the input I need to take right now. अब अच्छा, I know one thing, if n is lesser than equal to 1, right, then it's not possible, right? If n is lesser than or equal to 1, oh sorry, if n is lesser than or equal to 3, then no solution exists. So I will simply print no solution. True. On, then I can simply return 0. Okay, now if this is not the case, what I will do, I will simply run a for loop and let me print even numbers first. So for int I barabar 2, I will be starting from 2 and I will be going up till n, and I will be incrementing this by the value of 2. Every time I will increment I by 2, and then I will simply see out what? I, true. Or for odd, what I need to do? I need to do the same thing, right? So I'll simply copy and paste it, and I will run a loop from I equal to 1. I will again go to I, and I again have to increment it by 2, because what I need to do? 1, 3, 5, 7. For this, what I need to do? 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So this will work. This will work, I hope, right? And then I will print like C out of end line if we are having multiple test cases, but here we are having one. So let's try to get the permutation for n barabar 5. So are we getting the correct permutation or not? Let's check. I'm sorry for this. I think we not need a slash n. Right. So yeah, we have got a valid permutation for n barabar 5, which is 24135. You can check the consecutive difference is this only, right? So yeah, this solution will work. Now, what is the time complexity for this? If n equal to 3, n equal to 2, like it will not work for anything n lesser than or equal to 1. Is anyone having any doubt in this? Yeah, that is very easy. Nothing difficult. Just pure logic, right? आपको समझ में आना चाहिए how is it working, और आपको ये दिखना चाहिए कि you must be able to prove your solution, right? ऐसा नहीं कि आप कुछ भी random कर रहे हो. जैसे I proved my solution कि हाँ the difference is always 2, और जब अपन even के end में पहुंचेंगे तो that is way bigger than जो भी first odd होगा, right? So yeah, order of n, order it would be total of order of n. यहाँ पे we are taking n by 2 steps, and यहाँ पे we are also taking n by 2 steps. So order of n by 2 plus n by 2, that will come out to be order of n only, or you can simply ignore the constant if you are considering order of n by 2. So I hope this is clear to everyone. Next up, we are going to move up to a very interesting problem, right? So let's try to solve the problem. Let's try to solve this problem first. Yeah, so I hope the problem is visible on the screen. Try to read the problem, try to understand it. Okay, we are hearing some heavy terms, prefix and suffix some. I don't think will it be even required or not. Like, I don't know. Okay, so we are having, सर ये NQT का क्वेश्चन है क्या? दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन सिमिलर टू द लेवल ऑफ NQT, मतलब above the level of NQT. So yes, if n is lesser than equal to 3, that solution will be no solution. If you want to check it, we can simply input, let's say if I do input n as 2, and I will try to run this. So it will print no solution, right? As you can see on screen, it is printing no solution. Okay, right. Prefix and suffix sum, nothing that for like someone has written some approach. That's not an approach, that's an answer, I think. Yeah, so that is the solution of previous question, Adarsh. If sum of n natural numbers is even, then yes, else no. Is this the logic? Are you have you understood the question? You also have to tell me, or you also have to print the sets, right? Just look at the output. Is the question clear to everyone? Sir, do previous year papers of TCS. Yes, the next session will be previous year paper of TCS only. This is for the base. This is we are doing high level, high good quality question of TCS. Then in the next session, in the next two sessions, we are discussing that only. Right? So yeah, be ready for that. Coding is very crucial part. You must do it. You will get a very high bonus score as well. And this is what they are hiring you for, right? Coding. So verbal ability, reasoning, everything is okay, but coding is most crucial. आपको कंपनी के अंदर जाके कोड ही करना है, तो दिस इज यू मस्ट बी वेरी मच कंफर्टेबल इन दैट, राइट? सो ओके, let's discuss the question कि we are given n numbers 1 to n. Okay, my task is to divide numbers into two sets of equal sum. मेरे को इन नंबर्स को दो सेट में तोड़ना है जिसका सम इक्वल हो. अगर डिवीजन पॉसिबल है तो आई विल प्रिंट यस, और अगर डिवीजन पॉसिबल नहीं है तो आई विल प्रिंट नो, राइट? फर्स्ट प्रिंट. अब आपको आउटपुट क्या देना है? पहले आपको प्रिंट करने हैं नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स फर्स्ट सेट में, और फिर आपको प्रिंट करने हैं नेक्स्ट लाइन में नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट सेकंड सेट में, और जो भी एलिमेंट्स आप डाल रहे हो सेकंड सेट में. इज दिस क्लियर टू एवरीवन? आई होप द क्वेश्चन इज क्लियर. लेट मी ट्राई टू डिकोड इट अगेन फॉर यू गाइस. सो आपको क्या है कि आपको कोई नंबर दे रखा है n. लेट से आपको n दे रखा है 7. तो 7 में नंबर्स कैसे कैसे होते हैं कि 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 अप टू 7. अगर आपको n 7 दे रखा है, इसके मतलब आपके पास 7 नंबर्स हैं. अब आपको इन 7 नंबर्स को दो सेट में डिवाइड करना है. दो सेट में डिवाइड करना है. ऐसे डिवाइड करना है कि जो सम है सेट 1 के एलिमेंट का वो इक्वल होना चाहिए सम ऑफ नम सेट 2, राइट? तो आपको इस कंडीशन को फॉलो करते हुए उसे डिवाइड करना है. अब अगर डिवीजन पॉसिबल है, अगर आप ये काम कर सकते हो, तो यू विल प्रिंट यस फॉलोड बाय s1 के नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स, राइट? एंड देन जो भी s1 के एलिमेंट्स हैं डॉट डॉट डॉट, एंड देन उसके बाद में आपको s2 के नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स और उसके जो भी एलिमेंट्स हैं वो प्रिंट करने हैं, अगर इट इज पॉसिबल. इफ इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल तो आपको सिंपली नो प्रिंट करना है, राइट? इफ नेचुरल नंबर के सम की इफ इवन हाफ कर देंगे रेंज का, फिर प्रॉब्लम विल बी सब एरे विद सम इक्वल टू के. इज इट सो? क्या हमें इतना सब करने की जरूरत है? आई थिंक पहला वाला पार्ट लोग समझ पा रहे हैं, दैट इज अ गुड थिंग। चलो, तो लेट मी ट्राई टू डिवाइड दिस। तो अगर मैं सेट 1 में मान लो डाल दूं 1 6 और 7, और सेट 2 में डाल दूं 2 3 4 5, तो इसका क्या सम आ रहा है 14, और इसका क्या सम आ रहा है 5 4 9 3 12 और 2 14। तो हाँ, डिवीजन इज पॉसिबल। नंबर ऑफ एलिमेंट सेट 1 में कितने हैं, तो देखो n बराबर 7 का आंसर कैसे आपको प्रिंट करना है, यू विल प्रिंट yes, then number of elements in set 1 is 3, you will print 1 6 7, then number of elements in set 2 is 1 2 3 4 4, then you will print its element 2 3 4 5। इतना क्लियर है सबको, ये समझ में आ गया, क्वेश्चन सबको समझ में आ गया? ओके, नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज कि सर सॉल्व कैसे करें। तो चलो इसका ना थोड़ा इंट्यूशन बनाने की कोशिश करते हैं। तो आइडिया इज वेरी सिंपल, व्हाट वी कैन सिंपली डू इज कि यार देखो n जो है वो क्या क्या हो सकता है, या तो वो ऑड हो सकता है या वो इवन हो सकता है, ठीक है। अगर आप ऑब्जर्व करो तो मान लो मैंने n को ले लिया 7, तो 7 का क्या मतलब है कि अप टू 7 नंबर्स के सम का क्या फॉर्मूला होता है n इंटू एन प्लस 1/2, क्योंकि इसी सम को तो मेरे को डिवाइड करना है। तो सर 7 इंटू 8/2, सर 8 7 56/2 28, राइट। चलो, अब सम जो है वो क्या आ रहा है यहाँ पे, सम जो है यहाँ पे वो आ रहा है इवन। तो इवन नंबर को कैन आई डिवाइड इट इनटू टू पार्ट्स, यस, राइट। अगर इवन सम आ रहा है और मेरे को दो सेट बनाने हैं, मेरे को दो सेट बनाने हैं जिनका जो सम है वो इक्वल होना चाहिए, तो मैं कभी इक्वल नंबर के सेट बना सकता हूं जब नंबर इवन हो, तभी तो मैं उसे दो इक्वल पार्ट में तोड़ पाऊंगा, राइट। लेट्स ट्राई टू कंसिडर अनदर एग्जांपल। लेट्स से व्हाट एग्जांपल कैन आई टेक, लेट्स टेक 6। तो व्हाट इज 6, 6 into 7/2, that comes out to be 21, which is a odd number। अब क्या आप ऑड नंबर के दो ऐसे सेट कभी भी बना सकते हो जिसको हम इक्वल पार्ट में तोड़ दें, राइट। तो द आंसर इज नो। ओके, तो एक चीज तो अभी तक मुझे क्लियर हो गई कि जो भी मुझे n गिवन होगा उसका जो भी n इंटू एन प्लस 1/2 का वैल्यू आएगा, अगर वो इवन आया तो मैं आगे कुछ सॉल्यूशन लिखूंगा, पर अगर वो ऑड आया तो मैं सिंपली नो लिख दूंगा। इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन, इतना सबको समझ में आया? राइट, नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कि सर अब इसको दो सेट में डिवाइड कैसे करें, वो अगला चैलेंज है हमारे पास। तो सर मान लो n बराबर 7 है, इसका मतलब हमारे पास में 7 तक के नंबर हैं। तो पहले मैंने चेक कर लिया, तो हाँ, n बराबर 7 के लिए जो सम आ रहा है वो आ रहा है 28। 28 मतलब मेरे को इसको एलिमेंट्स को ऐसे बांटना है कि 14 14 का सम आए दोनों सेट में, कि अगर मैं S1 बना रहा हूँ और S2 बना रहा हूँ तो दोनों में सम जो है वो 14 आए। तो नेचुरल सॉल्यूशन क्या आता है आपके दिमाग में कि मैं कैसे सेट में एलिमेंट भरूं? मैं चाहूंगा कि एंड जैसा भी हो पर दोनों में इक्वल एलिमेंट, लाइक दोनों सेट के एलिमेंट्स का सम इक्वल हो। तो हाउ हाउ कैन यू थिंक ऑफ इट, व्हाट इज द आइडिया दैट कम्स टू योर माइंड? ट्रेवर्स विद हेड सेट, हम ग्रीडी अप्रोच लगा सकते हैं। ओके, लगाओ। traverse and add in hash set. What will happen by traversing and adding it into the hash set? उससे क्या होगा? You have to add elements into set. उस तरीके से आपको ऐड करना है कि जो सम आ रहा है दोनों सेट में एलिमेंट्स का इन द एंड वो बराबर होना चाहिए। तो दिस इज द क्वेश्चन, हाउ कैन यू डू दैट? If sum modulo 2 is equal to 1, I will print no. That won't solve the question, right? आप yes print करने के बाद आपको ये भी बताना है कि सेट वन में कितने एलिमेंट गए और कौन कौन से एलिमेंट गए, सेट टू में कितने एलिमेंट गए एंड कौन कौन से एलिमेंट गए। रिकर्सिव नो, start with n then n minus 1 and check how much remaining to make the sum as half। लूप लगा के चलो देखो, when I am trying to solve this question, जो पहला थॉट मेरे दिमाग में आता है या जो आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए था if you are solving it by your own, कि सर ऐसा कर लेते हैं कि एक काम करते हैं, दो दो नंबर एक साथ पिक करते हैं। अब एक बात बताओ, 1 और 7 का सम कितना है? सर 8 है। और 2 और 6 का सम कितना है? सर ये भी 8 है। तो अगर मैं दो पॉइंटर बना लूँ और मैं ऐसे ट्रेवर्स करूँ कि पहले मैंने इन दोनों को लिया और सेट वन में डाल दिया, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ा 2 और 6 पे, राइट, फिर मैंने इन दोनों को लिया और सेट टू में डाल दिया, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ा सेट वन में, फिर मैं आगे बढ़ा सेट टू में। ये एक नेचुरल सॉल्यूशन आ सकता है दिमाग में। तो अगर मैंने 1 और 7 को लिया सेट वन में डाल दिया तो सेट वन का सम हो गया 8। फिर मैंने 2 और 6 को लिया तो भी सेट वन का सम हो गया 8। इतना तो चलो वैलिड है अब तक। पर जब मैं 3 और 5 के पास गया और मैंने उसको सेट वन में डाला तो अब इसका सम हो गया 16। बट अब प्रॉब्लम इस कि यहाँ पे तो मेरे पास एक ही एलिमेंट बचा और इसका सम हो गया 12। तो सम एंड में इक्वल नहीं आया। तो ये तो एक तरीका नहीं हो सकता, बट ये तरीका आ सकता है दिमाग में, इसलिए मैंने आपको बता दिया, राइट। 2 पॉइंटर्स से आप ऐसे ऐसे आइटरेट करके डाल दोगे, बट इट इज नॉट वर्किंग। ओके, तो सर अब और क्या कर सकते हैं? सर अब और क्या कर सकते हैं? तो यार इसका एक तरीका ये हो सकता है, जस्ट ट्राई टू डू दिस थिंग, कि आप एक काम करो, एलिमेंट्स उठाओ। कैसे उठाओ? अब आपको ये पता है कि यार सेट वन का सम 14 होना है और सेट टू का भी सम 14 होना है, राइट। चलो मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं 14 में एलिमेंट डालता हूँ, मैं पीछे से ट्रेवर्स करना शुरू करता हूँ और मान लो मैंने 7 डाल दिया, 7 डाल दिया सेट वन में। तो अब बचा कितना जो सेट वन में आ सकता है? सर 7 चला गया, तो मुझे 7 और डालना है ताकि सम बराबर रहे। तो मैं पीछे गया, मैंने चेक करा, क्या मैं 6 डाल सकता हूँ? हाँ मैं 6 डाल सकता हूँ। अभी मेरे को रिक्वायरमेंट है, मेरे को भूख है, आई एम हैविंग दैट ग्रीडीनेस कि यार मेरे को 7 भरने हैं और मेरे पास 7 से छोटा नंबर है, तो चलो इसको भी ले लेते हैं। ले लिया। अब कितना बचा? 1 बचा। ओके, फिर अगला एलिमेंट क्या आया? 5। अरे मेरे को भूख तो अब केवल 1 की है, आई हैव दैट ग्रीडीनेस ऑफ 1, बट आप तो मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा दे रहे हो, तो इट्स नॉट यूजफुल टू मी। तो इफ आई एम नॉट एडिंग इट इन सेट वन, तो एक काम करता हूँ, इसको सेट टू में डाल देता हूँ। चलो पीछे जाया। अब सर 4, सर मेरे को तो 1 की ही भूख है, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए, सेट वन ने मना कर दिया। हमने कहा मना कर दिया तूने तो ले सेट टू में डाल देते हैं। फिर 3, सेट वन ने कहा नहीं, अगेन मना कर दिया। फिर 2, सेट वन ने कहा नहीं नहीं मेरे को नहीं चाहिए, तो अगेन मैंने सेट टू में डाल दिया। फिर आया 1, सेट वन ने कहा हाँ हाँ ये तो मेरे को चाहिए, राइट। तो मेरे को कम से कम 1 या फिर लेसर देन इक्वल टू 1 वाली वैल्यू चाहिए, उसमें आई एम ओके। उससे बढ़ा दोगे तो इट इज नॉट नीडेड टू मी, राइट, क्योंकि वो एक्स्ट्रा है मेरे लिए। सो ओके, एंड देन व्हाट हैपन्स, द एरे एंड्स, एरे खत्म हो गई. जस्ट ऑब्जर्व, हैव यू गॉट द आंसर? क्या आपके सेट 1 का सम 14 है और क्या आपके सेट 2 का भी सम 14 है? राइट. चलो लेट्स ट्राई टू टेक अनदर एग्जांपल, एक और एग्जांपल लेके देख लेते हैं कैसे आपने सर ये सॉल्व कर दिया. लेट्स से n बराबर 1, 8 इंटू 9 बाई 2, 9 अट्ठे 72 बाई 2 36, 36. ओके, तो मेरे को दो सेट बनाने हैं S1 और S2. S1 का जो सम होगा वो 36 होना है. S1 में मेरे को 36 भरना है. आई एम हैविंग नंबर्स लाइक 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 अप टू 8. मैं क्या करूँगा कि अभी S1 को 36 की हंग्रीनेस है, ग्रीडीनेस है, तो व्हाट इट विल बी डूइंग, ये पीछे गया, इट इज चेकिंग 8. हाँ भाई ये तो मेरी रिक्वायरमेंट से कम है, पुट इट, 8 डाल दिया. 36 माइनस 8, 28. देन मूव इट बैक 7. यस, आई एम हैविंग एन हंग्रीनेस ऑफ इतना, तो ओके 7 और डाल दिया, तो कितना बचा, 21 बचा. देन can I put 6? Yes, sir, you can also put 6. Now, what is the hungriness? Yes, so the hungriness is of 6, then 14 will remain, and so on. So you can do the dry run of it. But the core idea I am trying to explain you guys is कि what I am trying to do. I am trying to implement the greedy part of it. Is this clear to everyone? ये greediness सबको समझ में आई इस क्वेश्चन में, राइट? ग्रीडीनेस कैसे है? वेरी सिंपल. मैं पीछे से आइटरेट कर रहा हूँ और मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि नंबर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कम हो जाए, और अगर मेरे को उससे बड़ा नंबर मिल रहा है, नहीं भाई मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. अगर मेरे को छोटा मिल रहा है, वेल एंड गुड. ठीक है. आप इसका थोड़ा स्यूडो कोड सोच पा रहे हो कैसे लिख सकते हैं हम? कैन यू थिंक ऑफ द स्यूडो कोड, हाउ कैन वी राइट? Okay, so if you observe, okay, if you observe, how can I write the pseudocode of it? That's very simple. Matlab, let's try to implement it directly then. Okay, cool. Chalo. So what I can do? So yeah, I can simply take the input as n, right? Okay, so let me comment it out completely. This, right? Just allow me a minute. Okay, so let's try to implement the solution. It will be very simple. So I am given n, I have taken the input of n. Now what I need to do, I need the sum, so I will write int s is equals to what, n into n plus 1 by 2, right? N into n plus 1 by 2. So this will give me the sum. Then what I can do, I can simply check कि if my sum is odd, if s modulo 2 equal to 1, I can simply see out, right? I can simply see out no, right? Then what I can do, I can make the sum as half. Okay, Then simply I will create a set int of s1 and then set int of s2. Then I can simply iterate on it for int I barabar n. If I is greater than equal to 1, you can simply do what I minus minus, right? I hope the code is visible to everyone now. And then you can simply do one thing, ki if your s is greater than 0 or if your s is lesser than equal to 0, then you can simply subtract it the element required, and then you can insert it to set 1 if it satisfies our greedy constraint, and if it doesn't satisfy our greedy constraint, then what you can do, simply insert it to set 2, and that is workable, right? So I believe ki you guys try it out on yourself. What I have said, ki if the required sum, let's say if s is lesser than or equal to I, so you can simply insert it into set 1 and then subtract the value of I from sum, or else what you can do, you can insert it to set 2. So yeah, that is all what is needed to done. Just try to implement it by yourself. So yeah, we are having a session till 6 p.m. only. एक बार आप इसको खुद से करने का try करो. You must be able to do it. Very simple logic. And yeah, that's it from my side. That is what today's session aimed for, problem solving. अगले सेशन में भी वी आर सॉल्विंग TCS NQT प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स और उसके सिमिलर लेवल के क्वेश्चंस ही अपन कर रहे होंगे. सो या, all the very best to all of you, and be prepared for the exam. Just try to give your best. This is the time where you have to put all of your hard work. So yeah, thank you so much everyone. Okay, you can stop stream.